Okay, I see. Paul, I see your hand. Okay. Um, Town of Oro Valley.
Lower Valley's here.
Okay, Tohono O'odham Nation. Pasco Yaqui Tribe. And Pima County.
Pima County's here.
All right. That means we have met quorum, so I'd like to officially call this meeting to order at 10:06 a.m. on the 31st. Let's move to agenda item 2, the in-kind form. As you all know, regional planning efforts are enhanced by recording the time donated by attendees, volunteers, and participants. PAG collects data on the time dedicated to meetings and activities to apply for use as matching funds for grants and federal dollars. If you are paid with federal dollars, please let us know now. Going once, going twice. All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to agenda item 3, reviewing approval of a proposed fiscal year 22 to fiscal year 26 TIP amendment. For this agenda item, I'm going to hand it over to Adam Ledford.
Thank you, Rio. Hi, everyone. It's great to see everybody. Good morning. So we got a request in. Let me share screen. We got a request in from the city of Tucson, and it is to basically move apportionment of FTA 5307 funds in fiscal 23 between a couple of different TIP IDs. I'll scroll down to the pertinent information here. Because this involved a fiscal year that was already closed out, we asked City of Tucson to verify fund availability with FTA, and they did, so we're good there. I added these little text boxes just to highlight the changes so nobody has to whip out their calculators and calculate the differences. But basically, we're looking at about 4.2 million just moving from one bus procurement project into another bus procurement project. For the reasons listed above, if anybody has any questions, I'll defer to Rhett to add additional detail. Also, as happens fairly frequently, as they adjust apportionments, turns out there's about 262,000 of fiscal 23, federal fiscal 23, 5307 funds that were still unprogrammed. And so the city of Tucson was asking to put those also into 2703. As that would translate into an amendment, and I can, of course, go back if anybody needs me to. Just highlighted the pertinent items here, reflecting the change from 5883 down to 1650. And then that plus the 262 going into the other project. Key points for today, I just wanted to mention, because this is kind of a one-off from the standard FTA apportionment meeting that we have in the late fall every year, and because the 25 through 29 TIP is still kind of in limbo while we're waiting for EPA and FHWA approval, we're just making sure we're going above and beyond for the sake of transparency, answering any questions, making sure nobody's confused. The other thing that I want to note is that although we have checked in with ADOT and FHWA, and it looks like fiscal 23 is good and it's the right year to do this in, the fiscal year may change if either ADOT or FHWA needs us to change it based on technicalities that arise when the new TIP is formally adopted. So with that, I'll open up to any questions, and we'll probably defer to Rhett for any of the finer points. And we got some nice silence going on. Rio, I'll let you decide if you feel like enough time has passed before we call for a vote.
I was muted, but I did reiterate the call for questions. So any questions for Adam or Rhett? I'll take hands, I'll take mics off, I'll take anything. Okay, hearing no questions, what I'm going to go ahead and do is ask for a motion to approve the recommended or the recommendation of the proposed amendment. So again, a motion to approve the recommendation of the proposed amendment.
Hi, Rio. This is Rhett, Crown and Shield City of Tucson. I make that motion to approve of the amendment request.
Okay.
Pima County second.
All right, I hear a motion in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and vote by or I should ask, are there any objections to adopting? Okay. Hearing none, I'm gonna go ahead and count that as a vote by oh, shit, what's the-
Acclamation.
acclamation. Thank you. Got my back on the parliamentary
I got your
procedure. All
back,
right.
Rio. I got your back.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 4. We're going to discuss August Sun Shuttle booklet changes. Y'all will be happy to know that this is going to be a relatively light change. It is almost all in the timetables. So you'll be able to see that we haven't increased or decreased frequency or any of that. Mainly, we're just right sizing the amount of time that each route takes. And we've also basically across the board increased the hours of operation for our paratransit service to match the fixed route service, which is an FTA requirement. And finally, for the Marana and Avra Valley Dial-A-Ride, we noticed that the utilization was pretty low. So we've added a couple of new locations to that service, including the Tucson Premium Outlets, the Arizona Pavilions, and the library at Cortera and Silver Bell. William Taft Abbott Senior Library. And so with no real geometry changes to any of the fixed routes, I don't have anything to show y'all. There's no and the timetables will be posted with the Sun Shuttle booklet, but it's all same frequency. Everything should remain the same. So I'll take any questions. I see Davida.
Hi, Rio. Did you want to mention that the Sun Shuttle is being incorporated into the one ride guide so that Sun Shuttle, Suntran, Sunlink will all be in a single book?
I think you just did, Davida. So for those who haven't had any of the physical copies of the ride guides produced for them, traditionally in the past, what has happened is that we've had a Suntran and Sunlink ride guide and Sun Express ride guide separate from the Sun Shuttle ride guide. And now we're looking at one unified regional ride guide across the entire system, which means that we'll get greater visibility on Sun Shuttle, which will hopefully lead to better ridership and an improved understanding of how these systems work together. And so we're really excited about this opportunity. We thank the city of Tucson and Suntran for working with us as we make this exciting change. Okay, go ahead, Lisa.
Good morning. So for the Dial-A-Ride, I know you're saying that you're adding stops. Are those going to be, I know everything's free right now still, but there's going to be a difference when things in the future are not free because a set stop is going to be cheaper than a go, I guess, wherever, when they request to go somewhere specific that's not a set stop. Will those be set stops? And if so, will the new Fry's that's going to be open in the next month or so be able to be a set stop in the Gladden Farms area?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't promise that we're gonna have a specific structure that aligns perfectly one-to-one with the previous fare structure. As we move forward, we're gonna obviously assess that separately. But I can say in terms of adding significant destinations as set stops along the general public Dial-A-Ride service, that would absolutely be something that we're looking to do in the future. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, and I just want to make sure if I didn't miss it, I had somebody pop in my office right at the same time. But so the new Fry's that's opening is not actually considered a set stop yet?
Not yet. That is something that we will look into.
Okay.
All right. Any further questions on August? Like I mentioned, we're really excited. We believe that this increased public awareness of Sun Shuttle will lead to a much greater outcome in terms of ridership and better collaboration between us and Suntran. So that is my goal for the next 6 months. Just to be, just so y'all are also aware, because the regional ride guide will be only updated every 6 months, you won't be receiving as many updates to the route geometry or any of the other functions of the service. You won't be receiving them as often. It'll be every 6 months instead of every quarter. I see DeVita.
Rio,
Mhm.
why are you worried about 6 months? Oh.
We're not. It's just to notify the transit working group that they won't be receiving updates as often.
It's just the way you phrased it, I was curious.
We're not, yeah, we're not worried about 6 months as being our iterative timeline.
So we'll plan on a ride guide in twice a year in February and in August.
Yeah. All right. Any further questions? Any further discussion? All right. Before we adjourn, I have one last announcement to make. I have accepted a new position at the city of, or excuse me, for Valley Metro. And this is going to be my last transit working group. So I'm going to be leaving you in the capable hands of Preston McLaughlin, who's going to be serving as chair for the transit working group going forward. I want to thank you all for your time and the excellent working experience I've had with y'all over these past 2 years. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to working with you in a new capacity as more of a statewide partner.
Thanks, Rio.
All right.
Thanks, Rio. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats.
I will now take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Do I hear a second? All right. That joins this meeting at 10:19 a.m. Thank y'all.
See you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.